Have you ever wondered why some people build massive wealth while others stay stuck living paycheck to paycheck? It's not luck. It's not even just hard work. The truth is, it starts with mindset. Millionaires don't just earn differently, they think differently about money, and today I'll show you how. Most people in America grow up with a scarcity mindset. They think there's never enough. Money comes in, and the first thought is how fast it's going to run out. Millionaires flip the script. They see money as abundant, as a tool that grows. They don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, how can I create the income to afford it? That small change in thinking leads to massive results over time. Here's the reality. Most people spend money to look rich. Millionaires invest money to become rich. They're creators, not consumers. While the average person is chasing the newest car, the millionaire is buying assets that put money back into their pocket. They don't chase status symbols. They chase freedom. When you live paycheck to paycheck, you focus on today. But millionaires think long term. They're always asking, where will this decision put me 5 years from now, 10 years from now? That vision allows them to sacrifice comfort today for freedom tomorrow. Think about Warren Buffett. At 11 years old, he bought his first stock. By 16, he had the equivalent of $53,000 saved. He wasn't chasing short-term fun. He was building a foundation. That millionaire mindset is available to you too. So here's your challenge for today. Stop asking, how fast can I spend this money? Start asking, how can I make this money grow? And in part 2, I'll show you 3 millionaire habits you can start using right now. Remember, wealth begins in your mind before it shows up in your bank account. In part 1, we uncovered how millionaires think differently. Now let's get practical. What do millionaires actually do that sets them apart? And more importantly, what can you start doing today? Here are 3 millionaire habits anyone can apply. Millionaires don't save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. They treat saving and investing like a bill that must be paid. Even before rent, before car payments, before fun. That's how wealth is built. Even if it's just $50 a month. Discipline creates wealth. Millionaires see every dollar as a soldier. Each dollar has a mission. Go out and bring back more dollars. That's why they invest in stocks, real estate, or businesses. They don't let money sit idle in a checking account. Ask yourself, are your dollars working for you, or are they sitting around doing nothing? The greatest investment millionaires make is in themselves. They buy books, they take courses, they go to seminars, they spend time with people who think bigger. Your circle and your knowledge determine your financial ceiling. Damon John, founder of FUBU and investor on Shark Tank, started with almost nothing, sewing hats in Queens and selling them for $10 each. But he invested in himself. He learned, he hustled, he networked, and he turned those hats into a $6 billion brand. Habits and mindset made it possible. So here's your action step. Choose 1 millionaire habit to start this week. Pay yourself first. Make your dollars work. Or invest in your own growth. Wealth doesn't come overnight, but it always starts with a decision. Remember this, money follows mindset. Change your thinking, build your habits, and watch your financial life transform. If this message inspired you, subscribe and share it. Because wealth isn't just for the few, it's for anyone willing to change how they think. The man who outworks everyone is not the one who begins with the greatest talent, the loudest applause, or the richest inheritance. He is the one who cultivates discipline so fierce, so unshakable that no storm can move him. Discipline is the bridge between thought and creation. Without it, ideas die in the desert of inaction. With it, even the smallest spark of an idea can grow into a roaring fire that illuminates the world. Think of Edison, who pursued the electric light not as a casual hobby, but as an obsession. Thousands of experiments, thousands of failures. Yet each night, when others slept in comfort, he returned to the laboratory, burning the midnight oil so that we might one day have light in the darkness. That is discipline, not glamorous, not instantly rewarding, but relentless. Discipline is not a punishment, it is freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from mediocrity, freedom from the chains of wasted potential. When you live without discipline, you live in chaos. Your time stolen, your energy scattered, your future buried under the debris of excuses. But when you master discipline, you master yourself. And the man who masters himself can master any destiny. Ask yourself, how many mornings have you surrendered to the comfort of sleep when greatness demanded you rise? How many hours have you given away to trivial distractions when your vision demanded focus? How many times have you chosen convenience over commitment and comfort over conquest? Each choice writes the story of your life, and every page will either testify to your weakness or proclaim your strength. If you feel behind in life, it is not because others are ahead, it is because you have allowed discipline to slip from your grasp. The remedy is simple, though never easy. Reclaim it one choice at a time. Begin with the morning, for as the ancient proverb declares, win the morning, win the day. Rise before the world rises. Breathe life into your body. Sharpen your mind with reading, reflection, or prayer. Set your intention like a captain charting the course of his ship. Let no hour drift aimlessly. Then turn your focus into action. Do not wait to feel motivated. Do not wait to feel ready. Action is the cure to hesitation, the fuel of faith. Momentum is born not from thought, but from movement. Take one step, then another, until the path is clear and the fire of progress burns in your chest. Understand this. Work is not a curse. It is the sculptor of destiny. The sweat of your labor is the ink with which your life story is written. The hours you invest in your craft are not lost. They are transformed into skill, into power, into wealth. Every day of effort is a deposit into the bank of your future, and the man who deposits consistently will one day withdraw abundantly. There will be days when fatigue whispers, rest, you have done enough. There will be nights when doubt mocks, you will never catch up. And there will be seasons when progress feels invisible, when your effort seems to vanish into the void. But remember the farmer who plants in spring and sees only barren soil through summer, yet trusts that autumn will reward him. The harvest always comes to the one who endures. So endure. Outlast the weaker man who quits at the first sign of difficulty. Outlast the dreamer who never acts. Outlast the critic who doubts from the sidelines. Outlast your former self who lived in excuses. For the world does not crown the man who starts. It crowns the man who finishes. Discipline is your armor, persistence is your sword, and work is the battlefield where victory is earned. Wear them daily, wield them fiercely, and soon the same world that once told you that you were behind will marvel at how far you have surged ahead. If I were stripped of everything today, no money, no connections, no reputation, no possessions, only my mind, my spirit, and my two hands remaining, I would not tremble. I would not curse my fate. I would not despair. I would see instead the greatest opportunity of all, the chance to prove once again that true wealth is not built from gold or silver, but from the inexhaustible power of the human spirit. You must understand this truth. Wealth is not money. Wealth is not numbers in a bank account, nor jewels locked away in a vault. Wealth is the ability to think with clarity, to dream with precision, to act with relentless persistence, and to mold the invisible substance of thought into the tangible reality of achievement. A man with dollars but without vision is poor. A man with vision but without dollars is only temporarily broke. The first is a beggar with riches. The second is a king in disguise. If I had to start again from nothing, I would begin not by chasing money, but by mastering my mind. For the mind is the workshop of riches. Every fortune that has ever been built began first as an idea, fragile and unseen, whispered only in the imagination of one person bold enough to believe. Andrew Carnegie was not handed steel mills. He was handed the dream of efficiency, the vision of an empire that could be created from the power of industry. Henry Ford was not given a factory. He was given the idea that the common man deserved an automobile. Edison was not handed light. He seized the idea that darkness itself could be conquered. If you would build wealth from nothing, the first raw material you must gather is not capital, but clarity. You must define with absolute precision what you want. Not vaguely, not loosely, not as a passing wish, but as a definite burning purpose that consumes your thoughts and commands your actions. A mind without purpose is like a ship without a compass. It drifts, it collides, it sinks. But a mind fixed on a clear and definite goal becomes magnetic, drawing to itself the people, resources, and opportunities necessary to fulfill its vision. I would write down my purpose as if it were already achieved. I would speak it aloud until my voice trembled with belief. I would see it night after night until my dreams themselves became rehearsals for the reality I intended to build. For wealth is not built by those who merely wish, it is built by those who will. Once my purpose was established, I would turn to the second great force, faith. Not faith in blind luck or chance, but faith in my own ability to persist until the world had no choice but to yield. When Lincoln faced defeat after defeat, when doors slammed shut, when ridicule and failure pressed upon him, he leaned not on the world's approval, but on an unshakable faith that destiny had called him to serve. That same faith has carried every builder, every dreamer, every leader from the valley of despair to the mountaintop of victory. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Without it, your purpose withers into a fantasy. With it, your purpose becomes a prophecy. If I had nothing but faith and a burning purpose, I would already be wealthier than 99 out of 100 who spend their days doubting, hesitating, and waiting for life to hand them what they should seize for themselves. Then I would act relentlessly, ferociously, not in reckless frenzy, but in disciplined persistence, for action is the great equalizer. It matters not whether you start with nothing or with millions. If you act daily with focus and precision, you will build momentum that no obstacle can resist. I would trade my hours not for wages, but for learning. If I could not buy a book, I would borrow one. If I could not attend a university, I would study the lives of the men and women who had already climbed the mountains I wish to ascend. For every fortune leaves behind a map, and every great achievement leaves behind clues. Edison left clues. Carnegie left clues. Hill himself left clues. And these clues are free to the man who hungers for them. While others waste their evenings on entertainment, I would devote mine to mastery. While others spend their mornings in idleness, I would rise early, sharpening my mind, conditioning my body, preparing my spirit for the battles of the day. Each hour invested in growth compounds until the man who once had nothing possesses skill, insight, and strength that no economy can ever strip away. From there, I would surround myself with a circle of allies, not companions of convenience, but a mastermind of individuals whose knowledge, courage, and vision would combine with mine to form a force greater than any one man could summon. Ford had his engineers, Edison had his assistants, Carnegie had his managers. No fortune is ever built alone. Wealth multiplies where minds unite in harmony, driving toward one purpose with shared belief. The noise of the world is deafening. Everywhere you look, someone is flaunting success. Someone is racing ahead. Someone is achieving the very dream you once whispered to yourself in silence. And the temptation is strong to look outward, to compare, to measure your worth against the highlight reels of others. But let me tell you with the fire of absolute certainty, the surest way to lose is to spend your life staring at another man's race. The path to greatness does not begin by chasing shadows. It begins the moment you turn inward and declare, my focus belongs to me, my energy belongs to me, my destiny belongs to me. Think of the mighty oak. When it was a seed beneath the soil, it did not look left or right at the other seeds. It did not worry about the rain that fell on another field. It did not envy the sunshine on a nearby tree. It focused only on pushing its roots deeper, reaching upward, growing, expanding its whole until it towered above the forest. That is the law of life. Growth belongs to those who focus inward. Every empire you admire today was built by a man or woman who at one point was invisible, unknown, overlooked. Henry Ford was dismissed as a dreamer, tinkering with machines that would never replace the horse. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job, told she wasn't fit for the screen. And yet each one of them made a decision to focus on their own vision, to cultivate their own soil, to silence the noise of critics and doubters until the world could no longer ignore what they had built. That is the secret the world hides in plain sight. Success is not about being better than others. It is about being relentless with yourself. When you pour all of your attention into your own growth, into your craft, into your vision, something miraculous happens. Comparison dies, envy fades.